What's up, fishes? Welcome back to another video. This one's gonna be coming at you guys from the Hollywood Park Casino. Now, this place back in the day was a piece of crap. I'm sorry, Hollywood Park, but it was a piece of crap. Now, it's no longer a piece of crap. Now, it's a really nice place. They've dumped a whole bunch of money, and in my opinion, it's one of the nicest casinos out here in LA. You got the SoFi Stadium right next door. You got the Forum Stadium right next door to that. My plans for this video was to try to take a sick drone shot showing you guys the whole property, but unfortunately, LAX airport is just a few miles down and it's restricted airspace, and if I get caught flying a drone in restricted airspace, man, I'm gonna get deported, and I'm not about to get deported over a damn drone shot. So I apologize for that. You guys are gonna just have to take my word for it that this place is nice. Some bad news for you guys coming your way. Unfortunately, our meetup game that was scheduled for January 9th, that's actually tomorrow, it's gonna be postponed. Hopefully it reaches a few fishes in time before you guys go on and show up and expect a meetup game. But unfortunately, the Rona has been hitting hard out here in LA, and for safety reasons, we've decided to postpone it for the safety of us, for the safety of you guys. I know it sucks. I was really looking forward to destroying you fishes in beer chugging contests, but it's been postponed. Not canceled, postponed. You can follow me on my Instagram page for more updates on that. But as of now, sorry, but it's been postponed. Anyway, if you like poker related content, go on and give me that thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok at fishpoker31. You don't even need an account to watch my videos. So let me shut up and let's get into our video. For this first hand of the night, we're on the cutoff looking down at this beautiful 6-7 of diamonds. Now, I know a lot of you fishes out there only raise it with pocket aces and pocket kings and queens, sometimes jacks. I've seen fishes limp in with ace king as if it wasn't a premium hand, but not this fish. I go on and bump it up to $8, and we go on and get the small blind to call, the big blind to call, one limping opponent down the road calls, and we go 4 ways to a flop of 6-4-5 rainbow. It checks to me, and I'm not gonna go on and slow play this. There's so many draws out there that I can get value from, and not to mention I do have top pair and open-ended straight draw on this board that is wetter than my back when I came into this country. I fire off a half-size pop bet of $15 with the intention of calling or even possibly jamming on anybody who gets froggy with the check raise, but that's not gonna happen as the big blind is our only customer, and we go heads up to see another 6 on the turn. A big part of me wants to check and disguise the strength of my hand in hopes that my opponent goes on and leads out on the river, but that's the 2021 fish mentality. I'm a new rehabilitated fish that knows that if my opponent is on a draw, this is the last chance I'll be getting to get value from that draw. So no slow playing for me. I go on and I fire off a bet of $25. My opponent quickly folds, and we're gonna take this one down. Hell freaking yeah. Now I'm in middle position looking down at ace queen suited. The under the gun player has put out a $4 straddle, and we go on and repop it to $12 once it gets to us. We get both the blinds to call as well as our straddling opponent, and we go 4 ways to a flop of ace 8-9 with 2 clubs. We have once again smashed the hell out of this flop with top pair, good kicker, plus the nut flush draw. It checks to me, and I go on and fire off a bet of $15, and our only customer is our opponent who straddled, and we go heads up to see a 10 on the turn. Even though this club is giving me the ace high flush, it's still a dicey club as there's now a whole lot of clubs out there that can crush my dreams real quick. Playing it safe is not our main concern as I go on and fire off a bet of $30 to which my opponent calls, and we go heads up to see a brick on the river. My opponent quickly checks, and we announce that we're all in, and my opponent quickly folds. He flips over his hand and he shows the jack of clubs, and in his mind he had an open-ended straight draw. I had the queen of clubs, so he was only drawing to 1 out and 1 out only. Thank goodness that he didn't hit that 1 out, because if he did, I would have had to pay him off as he only had about $30 left in his stack. For this next hand of the night, the under the gun player has put out a $4 straddle to which it gets raised to $15 by an opponent in middle position. Cutoff goes on and 4 bets it to $35, and it's action on me, and I'm looking down at these beautiful sailboats. Now, I hate folding pocket pairs, and like I've mentioned before, I'm a rehabilitated fish that realizes that this is a 4-bet pot and pocket 4s is probably not ahead here. I go on and make the fold. The opponent that made it $15, he goes on and 5-bet shoves all in for a little bit over $100 and gets called by the 4-betting opponent who makes the call, and he shows pocket 9s. How the hell do people have this much gamble in them? Over $100 pre-flop with pocket 9s. Unfortunately though, he runs into aces. Aces hold up, and wow, we're just glad that we got out of the way. We move to our favorite spot on the table to record, and it's not long before we get dealt ace jack in the under the gun position, and we go on and bump it up to $8. The button calls, both the blinds call, and we go 4 ways to a flop of jack 7-9 rainbow. The small blind wants to show off how much of a baller he is, and he goes on and leads out for $3 whole. The big blind calls, and I'm not gonna just call this. I have top pair with top kicker. I go on and I repop it to $20. The button folds. The small blind decides to go all in for $60. I'm not gonna be able to fold this, even though I'm absolutely sure, 100% sure that I'm beat. Why did I call this? I don't know. I wish I can give you guys an answer, but I honestly don't know. I knew I was beat. It was only $40 more. I make the call, and of course he goes on and he turns over jack 7. I need to hit another 9, which I don't. I need to hit another 9 or an ace, which I don't on neither. I brick out on the rest of the board, and we just go on and lose this one. Now we're in middle position looking down at king, queen suited. We go on and we make it $8. Our opponent on the button calls, the blinds both call, the under the gun player calls, and we go 5 ways to a flop of king jack 9 with 2 spades. The small blind folds without even thinking about the fact that he can check. The big blind checks, the under the gun player checks, and when it's action on me, I go on and fire off a half-size pot bet of $20, and our only customer is our opponent in the under the gun. We go on and see a 7 on the turn. 10-8 gets there, but if my opponent really had that hand, then I think we would have heard about it on the flop. There's so many cards on the river that can hurt me, so if my opponent is indeed on a draw, I'm gonna go on and make it expensive as hell. I'm all in. A little bit over $200, which I'm clearly aware that this is an overbet, and I probably should have thought about it a little bit longer before making this bet, but at the time, this seemed like the right thing to do. This guy was a chaser. He would chase any draw at any price, and unfortunately for me, this time he just didn't have it in him to chase. Or maybe he just didn't have anything, because he goes on and he lets it go, and we take this one down. Hell freaking yeah. Now we're under the gun looking down at the weapons of mass destruction, and we go on and make it $12. An opponent in late position calls, the big blind calls, and we go 3 ways to a flop of 4, 5, 6 with 2 hearts. Not necessarily a safe flop for us, as there's a million bad cards that can crack our aces on the turn, so I go on and make it $20 after the big blind checks, and that's gonna do it, as both my opponents fold, and these aces aren't gonna get cracked on my watch tonight. Now we're on the button looking down at king 10 offsuit. There's been 5 limpers, and like a good law-abiding citizen, I'm gonna go on and punish them by making it $10. We get 5 callers, so with about $60 in the middle, we go 6 ways to a flop of king 4-5 rainbow. Everybody checks to me, which is a good sign because players at this table have been leading out when they hit or even when they have a draw, so the fact that that didn't happen makes me fire off a bet of $25 with confidence. Everybody folds, and we go on and we take this nice little sick pot down. Hell freaking yeah. For this last hand of the night, we're under the gun, and we put a $4 straddle to which the hijack calls, the cutoff calls, the button calls, the small blind calls, and once it gets back to the big blind, he goes on and he makes it $12. It's action on me, and I have to put $8 to win a pot of a little bit over $30, so I'm gonna go on and do that all day, every day. I make the call. Everybody except the button calls, and we go 6 ways to a flop of ace 4-9 rainbow. Our opponent on the big blind, who was the original aggressor, goes on and fires off a bet of $12, which is a little too small. I mean, considering the pot's a little bit over $70, this seems like a blocker bet to me. So when it's action on me, I go on and I repop it to $40. It was at this exact moment that I did this that I realized I fucked up. I completely did, because when I did this, my opponent, who made it 12, he sits up off his seat, he starts looking around like it's lunchtime, his tail is visibly wagging, I could tell the excitement in his hands, in his eyes, in his posture. Everything about this guy seemed like he enjoyed me making it $40, and when the action gets back around to him, my suspicions get confirmed as he goes on and he shoves all in for about $160. Oh man. Jeez, how bad do I feel? I mean, I do have an ace, but I don't have a good kicker. Jeez, man, after a few seconds of deliberation, I go on and I fold. I let it go. Later on, he tells me that he had ace 10, so I was completely outkicked. And well, we lose this one. That's enough though, that's all I have, so we go on and cash out and GTFO out of there. All right, fishes, that's all I have for you guys today. It was a great session, really great session. That Jack 7 hand really screwed me up. That raise to 40 bucks with my ace 6 really screwed me up as well. Those were the biggest pots that I lost, but other than that, man, I feel like I did pretty damn good. I bought in for 100 bucks and I cashed out for 240, so not a bad day at all. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Go on and click that thumbs up button, that subscribe button, that notification bell. You guys know the drill. Show some love, show some support, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.